Hey guys, it's Miss Red. So today we're going to be talking about solving equations with variables on both sides. So you may have noticed the first thing that you see here is the solving multi-step equation checklist. So these are going to be your steps. So feel free to look at this as many times as you need. I'll keep it up here forever. All right. It'll also be helpful when you're doing the assignment later. So I would have this pulled up as well. Those of you at home, those of you in class, I'll have it written on the board. In a second, we're going to be going over some notes together, and we're going to be doing that with a Pear Deck. So you're just going to click on whatever period you're in, and then I'll bring you up to the Pear Deck, and we're going to go over that together. And then I'll also post this video, so you'll see that underneath, and then the completed notes copy. So that way you can look at the completed notes when you're done and just kind of listen to the video and see how you're doing. Or you can do it at the same time. It's totally up to you, whatever works for you. And then once we're done, you're going to be working on this assignment right here, this first one. So you would just click on this, and then you would work on that assignment. And when you're done, mine says view work, but yours will say hand in. So you just hit the hand in button and then attach it from Google Drive. So make sure you do that. And then you'll know you turn it in when you see a little green check mark right here. And then once you're done with that, you're going to work on any missing assignments that you have, or you can work on this quizzes for extra practice. And I would recommend doing this as long as you don't have any missing assignments. So that way, the nice thing about quizzes is it automatically gives you feedback. So you'll know if you're getting them right or wrong. So you'll know if you need help or not. And if you do need help, I'll have questions, so let me know. And then once you're done with that, there's this extra credit, so you can do that as well. And then the same steps, so make sure you hand in, attach from Google Drive, and then make sure you have that screen little check mark. All right, so forgot to tell you. I also put some extra video examples over here, so if at the end of this lesson you still feel like you need some extra help, which is totally fair. If you're a little shy and you don't want to ask me, I would recommend watching these videos because they have a bunch of different people explaining how to solve those equations with variables on both sides. And maybe one of them will really speak to you, which is totally cool. I'm not really concerned where you get information as long as you understand. So if you need those extra video examples are right here. But also, I love questions. So if you have them, shoot them my way. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so I'm solving multi-step equations with variables on not just one side, but both sides. So if I'm looking at this bad boy right here, I have 3a plus 12 on the left and 5a plus 7 on the right. So if I'm thinking about this 3a plus 12, I have 3 green rectangles, which would be my a's, so that would be 1a, 2a, 3a, and then I have 12 yellow circles, which would be my plus 12. Same thing on the right. So I have 5 A's or 5 green rectangles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 7 of those yellow squares. So what I want to do is I want to cross off like terms on both sides of the equation. So I have one green square here, green rectangle here. So if I cross one off from the left, I have to cross one off from the right to keep that balanced. And then I'm going to keep doing that. So one on the left, one on the right, one on the left, one on the right. Well, I ran out of green rectangles cross off on the left, so I'm just left with 2 over here on the right. And now I'm going to do the same thing with my yellow squares. So one on the left, one on the right, one on the left, on the right, and I'm just going to keep doing that until I run out on one of my sides. Alright, so I ran out here and I'm left with 5. So if I go ahead and I move to my next slide, right, I'm left with 5 equals 2a. So I want to solve this. So I want to know how many yellow squares one green rectangle represents. So I can solve this algebraically, right, by dividing 5 by 2, or I can kind of split these up. So if I just kind of thought about moving these yellow tiles, I would have one here, one here, one here, one here. So that's 2. And then I'm left with this one block, and I'm going to have to split it between the 2. So I'd have 2.5. And so don't worry so much about that because the most of the way we're going to solve it is algebraically. But if you like to write it out like this, feel free. But it only works if you're doing it this way if everything's positive. Alright, so here are my steps again. So I'm going to solve this. So first step is on the left and the right. It'd be the same steps as when I am solving a multi-step equation. So I want to distribute. Well, I have nothing to distribute on the left. I have nothing to distribute on the right. My next step is that I would want to combine like terms. So I have nothing to combine on the left, and I have nothing to combine on the right. So now my extra step for solving equations with variables on both sides is to get my variables on one side. So I have my 3a here, and I have my 5a here, and I want to get them all on the same side. So usually I want to move the smaller one. So 3 is bigger than 5, and this 3 is positive. So to get a positive 3a to be 0, I'm going to subtract. So I'm going to subtract 3a's from both sides. So over here I'm left with 12. So I have 12 equals 5a minus 3a. Well, 5 minus 3, that's 2a's plus 7. And now I'm just going to solve this like a normal equation that we're used to. So I want to get rid of this addition first. I'm going to do the opposite. So I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. And I get 2a equals 12 minus 7 is 5. And now to get rid of this 2 attached to the a, to get a by itself, I'm going to undo that multiplication. So I'm going to divide on both sides by my 2. And I get a equals 5 divided by 2. So that's going to be 2.5, which is what we got from before. So the only extra step was that you had to get all your variables on one side. So let's look at another example of that. So if I'm looking at number 2 here, I'm going to look at my left side of the equal and my right side of the equal sign. So on the left, I have nothing to distribute or combine because I can't combine these because I don't have the same variable or the same exponent. And the same thing on the right. I can't distribute anything and I can't combine anything. So my next step would be to get all my y's on one side. So I have a 4y here and a 12y here. Now remember, normally I like to move the smaller one. So I'm going to move the 4y. And I do that just to keep things positive, you know. Always want to keep things positive, nice and happy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract this 4y from both sides to get all my y's on one side, because 4 minus 4, that's 0. So over here, I'm left with negative 70 equals 12y minus 4y. That's going to give me 8 y's plus 2. And now this is like a normal two-step equation that we've been solving. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to subtract 2 from both sides to get rid of this adding 2. So I'm doing the opposite. Over here, I'm still left with 8y equals negative 70 minus 2. Well, those are same signs, so I'm going to add my numbers. 70 plus 2 is 72. And since they're the same signs, I'm going to keep my sign. And now to get rid of the 8, I'm just going to divide by 8 on both sides. Oops. And I would get y. Oh, for some reason I go through. Y equals, and these are different signs, so it's going to be a negative 9. And that would be my final answer. Alright, so now let's look at this next one. So now if I'm looking at this next one, okay, I'm going to look at my left side and my right side. So on the left, I have nothing to combine, and I have nothing to distribute. But if I'm looking at my right side, alright, if I'm looking at my right side here, it looks like I do have something that I can combine. So I can combine this 5y here and this negative 4y. So 5y minus 4y, that's 1y. I also got my plus 6. And then over on this left side, I can't change anything. So now, once I combine all my like terms and distribute it on the left and the right, I want to get all my y's to one side. So I have this negative 2y here and this positive 1y here. So remember, I always want to move the smaller one. So a negative is always smaller than a positive. So I'm going to move this one. Now, to get a negative 2y to be 0, I have to do the opposite. So I'm going to add 2y to both sides, right? Because negative 2 plus 2, that's 0. So over here, I'm left with 9. So I have 9 equals 2y plus 1y is 3y. And I still got my plus 6. And now I'm just going to solve like normal. So I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. And I get 3 over here equals 3y. So I'm going to rewrite this over here. So 3y equals 6 divided by 3 on both sides. And I get y equals 6 divided by 3. That gives me 2. Alright, so now let's look at the next one. Alright, so if I'm looking at this bad boy, on my left, I can't combine or distribute. But it looks like I can distribute on my right, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So over here I have 6x plus 5 equals, because I can't change anything on the left, so now I'm going to distribute on the right. So negative 2 times 8, well, 2 times 8 is 16, and they're different signs, so that'll be negative. And then I'm going to do the number outside again, so negative 2 times a positive 6. So negative times a positive is going to be negative. 2 times 6 is 12, and that'll give me 12x. And now now that I have nothing to distribute or combine on either side, I want to get all my variables on one side. So I have this 6x here, and I have this minus 12x here. Well, this is positive, this is negative, so I'm going to move the smaller one, which in this case would be my negative. So to get a negative to be 0, I'm going to add. So I'm going to add 12x to both sides. So negative 12 plus 12, that's 0. Since I added 12 to this side, I also have to add 12 to this side. 6x plus 12x, if you combine these, that would be 8, that would be 18x, my bad, plus 5 equals negative 16. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. And I get 18x equals, and these are the same signs. So I am going to go ahead and I am going to add them. So 16 plus 5 is going to give me 21. This is the same signs, I'm going to keep the sign. And then I'm going to divide by 18 on both sides, because that's what x would be multiplied by. And my final answer would be negative 21 over 8. And that is how you do that one. So now I'm going to look at number 9. Oh, that was nice, because on the left I have nothing to distribute, right? Because I see no parentheses. I can't combine any like terms. I'll look at the right. No parentheses, so no distributing. Can't combine like terms. So what I'm going to do is I am going to get all my variables on one side. So I have this 7n here, negative 4n here. Well, one's positive and one's negative, so I'm going to move the smaller one, which would be the negative. So to get negative 4n to be 0, to get it to the other side, I'm going to add 4n. Alright, so that'd be 0. Over here, I'm still left with 9.5. On this side, I have 1.8 still. And then I'm going to combine these like terms here. So 7n plus 4n, that'd be 11n's. Oops, I accidentally changed colors there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve like normal. So I'm going to get rid of this 1.8 first, because I always do the thing attached to my variable or my letter last. So this is a positive 1.8. So to get to 0, I'm going to subtract. So I'm going to say minus 1.8 from both sides, and I get 11n equals 9.5 minus 1.8, subtract, then a borrow, 15 minus 8 is 7, 8 minus 1 is 7, so I'm going to have 7.7, and then I'm going to take it and I'm going to divide by 11 on both sides, and I would get n equals 0.7. So feel free to use a calculator to do that. Alright, so now I'm going to look at my next one. Alright, so for number 10, it's the same thing. So on the left and the right, on the left, I can distribute. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So I have 5 times 3x gives me 15x. Then I do 5 times negative 8. Well, 5 times 8 is 40. The 5 is positive and the 8 is negative, so those are different signs, so that'd be a negative. Plus 30 equals 10x plus 2 plus 3x. And now I want to combine like terms on both sides. So over here I can combine my constants. So I'm going to have 15x, negative 40 plus 30. Well, those are different signs, so I'm going to subtract. 40 minus 30 is 10. Alright, and then I'm going to keep the sign bigger. 40 is bigger than 30, so I'm going to stay negative. Equals, and over here I can combine my x's. So I have a 10x here and a 3x here, so that'll be 13x plus 2. And now I'm going to get all my variables on one side. So 13 is bigger than 15, so I'm going to move the 13x by subtracting because it's positive. So if it's positive, I'm going to subtract. Negative, I'm going to add. Over here, I'm left with 2x because 15 minus 13 is 2, minus 10, and over here I'm left with 2. So now I'm going to do the opposite of subtracting 10 to both sides. I'm going to add 10 to both sides.